Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Wame if you're new here, and I am a student currently living in China. I come from Botswana. I have been living in China for about a year, and just about 2.5 months ago I went back home for vacation, and that is what this video is all about. I want to talk about my reverse culture shocks. So while I was here in China for the past year, I had wondered what it's gonna be like going back home. I wondered how I would feel going back home, and I wondered whether I'd be shocked at some of the things that are done in my country even after having lived there for the past 30 plus years. And I didn't even know what the term was called until somebody told me, hey, that thing is called, it's a thing actually, and it's called reverse culture shock. So I was like, wow, I have to make a video about this because there are definitely things that I got shocked about. The first culture shock was the soft bed. Yeah, because when I first got in China, the beds that we had were really hard. In a plank or like a wooden surface, right? And then just a very thin mattress. So when you the first time we arrived, that first night, I was so shocked at the toughness of the bed. Like, it was so hard, so you couldn't even bounce on it. Just you get on it, like it's like bah. I had now gotten accustomed to the hardness of the bed, because in as much as we also bought mattresses to try and really cushion the bed, it wasn't matching the softness that we were used to in our countries. Going back to Botswana, the first night, the bed that I slept in for years felt so uncomfortable because it was so soft. It was like it was swallowing me. It was like I was sinking in it. I was like, what is this? I was so shocked, like, that I'm uncomfortable in a soft bed. Yeah. The next culture shock was the hard food. Now, this one was a shock to my system because when I first arrived, I got serious constipation it was so bad for about 2 days, where I couldn't even walk properly. I couldn't even laugh because, it was painful. So what happened is, the first day that I arrived, I was craving my country's food, which is your goat meat or beef, and just like pap, which we call paleche, that's maize meal. And they made it for me first night that I was in Botswana, and I ate it up. I ate it up. Following couple of days, I just kept eating the solid foods, your pap, bohobe, which is sorghum, and just other things that are just really tough. And so in China, in contrast, I used to eat a lot of broth, noodles broth. So those were like light foods, right? So I think that my system just got shocked, like, hey, where are we? What's happening? The third culture shock was driving on the left side of the road. In China, it's the opposite. They drive on the right side of the road. And so even with the walking, it's on the right side of the path. So it was like each time that I was driving, I had to consciously remind myself that, okay, I'm supposed to be on this side of the road. It just felt so awkward. I even felt a bit of anxiety driving. And also because for about a year, I hadn't been driving. In China, I was using the metro, the bus, taxis, never drove. So even just driving in itself was a bit nerve-wracking, because I was like, do I remember the rules of the road? Am I doing it properly? When I go to the roundabouts, I'm like, hey, who's supposed to go in here? Like, am I doing the right thing? Sometimes I get like hootings behind me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm on the wrong lane or something. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Hey. The fourth one, the slow service. Oh my goodness. Hey, this one. I think this one has to be probably on the very top of the list. Here in China, the service is really fast. The people are so efficient. They are very efficient. Very, very efficient. When I got to China, I was so surprised at how you could be getting something from the, let's say, kiosk, right? You get something you want to pay at the teller. The lady will be like waiting. She'll be like, she has a hand out waiting. Go to hell, when she sees you taking something from the shelf and she sees that you're coming in her direction, she knows that you're coming to pay, so she has her hand out, like ready to receive that thing. And I'm like, God, it's like it's like that itching to work, that itching to do something. they're itching to just get the job done or something. Here in China, they run even just a short distance. Let's say the table that at where they work, and then they have to maybe grab something that's like maybe 3 meters away. 3 meters, 3 meters, and it's a really short distance. They would run there to grab the thing, run back to assist you. And I think I understand, because China's population is really, really massive. So I can only imagine if they worked at the pace at which we work, they would never get anything done. I think that it would really hurt the economy, because the people are so many that need to be assisted. There would be so many queues or something. Like, it would just be so unmanageable. So I think that it matches, like the speed at which they work matches the population that they have. So now going back to Botswana, I was like, it was so shocking to me to see somebody walking slowly towards me when they're supposed to be assisting me. I remember I went to the South filling station, and then I needed to use the bathroom, and I was like kindly asking, can you please give me the keys, or like give me access to the bathrooms? And then nobody knew where the keys were. They just kept asking each other, okay, where are the keys, where are the keys? So then this other lady is being asked, do you know where the keys are? So she just comes walking like, so I'm like, okay, I do get she's not maybe responsible for the keys, but I was like, is she coming to assist me, attend to me, or she's just going about her business? And then only to find that she's actually coming to me to give a report about the keys and stuff like that. I was like, hey, I was just like, okay, like that is super slow. Like, I was just shocked at that. I was just shocked. I was like, this is how we do it. And I think the other one that should go right up there, right next to the slow service, is the talking with strangers. In Botswana, we have a culture of just talking to strangers, just easily picking up conversation with people that you don't know. Suppose you're in a public transport and you are sitting next to somebody that you don't know. It's very common that they would pick up conversation with you, ask you something, or maybe there's like a conversation in the bus, in the combi, and then people are just like chipping in and just, you know, putting in their comments and their opinions, and then it's like everybody is engaged in the conversation. We are laughing, we are this, that. So in China, there's no such thing. Like, everybody is to their own. Like, it's okay. Like, everybody's just there. So you don't talk to strangers. If you talk to strangers, it's usually because you're asking a question or something. But there's no culture like of conversing and just having a good time with a stranger. When I came to Botswana and I went to do my license renewal, I remember just being in the queue, and we're sitting down and we're in this room and just we're waiting our turn. And then people are talking, they're complaining that the line it's taking long. They're complaining that this person is not working fast enough or is not working hard enough. They were saying that the guy is afraid, or okay, or something like that. Like he's just like he's not keen on working, you know, so they'll be like, we'll be in the queue, right? So every time there were like maybe 3 tellers that were assigned to us. So they'll be like next, and then we have to get in, like, you know, the next person will have to go in. So now us who are being assisted, the public, because they were complaining and feeling like the service was slow and stuff, they say next. Like, every time somebody finishes, they'll be like next. And I'm like, eh. The second last one was the greeting culture. So in China, greeting is not such a big thing. You just go straight to the point and ask for assistance, and they assist you without feeling offended. So in Botswana, greeting is everything, basically. And I actually enjoyed when I was in China, where I could just go straight to the point. Truth be told, I love that. I just feel like it's just like, let's do it. It's just really efficient. When they do greet, on the times that they do greet, they say ni hao, just like they continue. They don't wait for you to respond. I feel like it saves time. With us, we say dumela, and then you have to respond emma. So it's like there's a whole exchange. So that it takes a bit of time. And again, it goes back to what I was saying about the population. I feel like if they used our approach of just having a whole exchange of greetings, I guess whenever that hits I think it would, those little few seconds will build up to minutes and hours. And I feel like it would take away from the efficiency that they need to assist the large population here. And I feel like, again, with China, it's like they get irritated if you start delaying and small talk, or I haven't had to kill the small talk that I like to do with strangers or with people who are the tellers and stuff like that. Because here there's no time for small talk. There's no time for talking. They just like go straight to work. So I have to like keep adjusting to the culture nuances and the differences in the different locations. Okay, the last one is the climate. I think that's one thing that I felt was not so much a shock as well. It was more like just an appreciation, you know, like, hey, you know, because in China it's almost always cloudy, almost always raining, and in the winter it's very, very cold, like the kind of cold I've never experienced in my life. Being in Botswana, I went around July, so the winter was still kind of some traces of the winter was there. I remember people saying it's so cold. I'm like, but it's just okay. It's just okay. One thing I did appreciate was the clarity of the sky. It was so blue. Oh, it was so blue. It was so beautiful. So beautiful. I remember the first day that I arrived, the following morning, it's like God knew, like, my child, I know you've been craving the blue skies of Botswana. It's like he just had that for me as a present, as a gift, like, welcome home. The sky was clear. In all the 2 months that I was there, I think it was the bluest. So it's like it was just my gift, and it was just so blue. And I took a video of that. I was like, I get a lot about it. You see what I mean? You see what I'm talking about? You see what I have been crying about? And the air, crisp, not humid, because the air here in China is very humid, but it was just so crisp and just so fresh and just... If you've never been to Africa, and that's a wrap. That is all that I had to share with you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends. And also, if you have some reverse culture shocks that you want to share, please feel free to talk about it in the comments below. I'd love to read the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.